Hey, what's up everybody? Today I'm going to give you a look at the Ultra Sabers Malice, a custom LED powered lightsaber replica. This particular model is based on a lightsaber seen in the video game Star Wars The Old Republic, and this is the lightsaber or weapon of Darth Malgus, who is one of the Sith enemies or allies in the game. Just taking a look at the saber, first and foremost, the hilt for this thing is a beast of a hilt. Here's my hand, and you can see just how tiny my hand is compared to the rest of the hilt. It is a huge, huge hilt. It's also fairly heavy when you have it loaded up with the batteries and the sound card and everything. So we'll just start from the bottom and work our way up to the top. At the bottom here, the pommel, this is actually not the pommel that came with the saber. I'd purchased a couple of additional pommels just to use as accessories because sometimes I like to switch them out. There's nothing wrong with the pommel that the Malice comes with. Here is the pommel that it originally came with. You can see it's got the graded bottom to let the sound come out through the speaker. And I like this. This was fine. In fact, I'm using this on another Ultra Saber hilt that I have. But what I did was I switched it out with a hilt that can be found on their Guardian model of lightsaber. And I just think it adds a little more menace to it with these spikes coming out here. And I just think it overall it fits nicely in with this hilt in particular. Maybe a little bit more so than the Guardian. Moving up, the hilt itself is solid black. I did purchase this with an activation switch here, so you've got one button that turns it on, one button to turn it off. Very, very simple and straightforward. Coming up towards the emitter, here is the button for it, and this is just a decorative button that many lightsabers have, and you can get it in different colors. I just got mine in red because that's the way the Sith roll. The main feature on this, and what makes it unique though, are the massive blades that you see coming off of the saber. And as far as I know, this is the only Ultra Sabers model that comes with this kind of emitter on top. And you know, in the game, the blades are kind of there as a weapon for Malgus to use. And you know, even when the saber's not on, these are like knife point edges. Now, obviously, they're not that sharp on here, but they are pretty sharp. But you can bash somebody with this even before you've ignited the blade. Right here in the back of the saber you have your screw for the blade to make sure the blade is securely in place for dueling. This is a full contact saber. You can totally duel with it, or you can just use it for display. Myself, I use them for a little bit of both. So that is the hilt. Then you have the standard Ultra Sabers blade with their special wrapping inside that's going to make the blade light up and look fairly realistic or movie accurate. So let's turn this bad boy on. One thing I do want to mention before we do that, it is a standard LED. I did not upgrade this to the new Emerald LED driver or anything like that, and it has an Obsidian soundboard installed. The great thing about the Obsidian board is that it lets you customize the kind of sounds you want, and there are many, many different sound fonts out there. The Ultra Sabers website and forums have some great links to those where you can download them. So you don't have to just keep the sound that comes on the saber. You can customize. And what I've done is I've taken some of the Sith sound fonts that are available, and I've just kind of customized them with a couple of other things. So what you're going to hear is not the default sound, but rather some sounds that I've installed myself. And it's a really simple process. There's a straightforward guide in the README. They have a video, and you can always go to the Ultra Sabers forums to get help with that. So here we go. This is what I have right now on board the lightsaber with the Sith sounds. You can see it's a nice even blade. This is in the middle of the day, with natural light coming into the room, and even then it's still pretty red, and it looks much more red in person than it does on the camera. I put a couple of lockup sounds onto the saber. I kept the standard one because I liked it, and then I added a second one, so we'll hear I'll cycle through those real quick. And the way you do that is just by pushing the button real quick. So that's one. And then the second one. And it just comes right out of the speaker right there at the end. It's a beautiful replica. I love it. I think Ultra Sabers has done a great job with this. I think it's one of their best sabers that they've made. And I hope that they continue to innovate and make things like this in the future, because damn, out of the 4 or 5 lightsabers that I have, this one is by far the most impressive looking in the display that I have going. So I'll leave it there. If you guys have questions or comments, go ahead and post them in the comments below, and I'll answer anything that I can about it. I purchased this during a sale, and that made it all the more sweet to obtain. So once again, the Ultra Sabers Malice. It's a great replica. I highly recommend you pick this up if you're a fan of Sith lightsabers in general, or you like the Old Republic video game in particular. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.